Hey guys and gals, this is Cal from Dirty Weasel, and we are back with another episode of the Skyrim Special Edition Modding Guide. The next couple of episodes will be focused on converting mods from original Skyrim for use in the Special Edition using the Creation Kit from Bethesda. This video is all about getting the Creation Kit, setting up the Ini files, and gathering some tools needed to do the job properly. The series itself will be designed around the mod user who wishes to convert basic mods for their personal use. And I want to stress that, for personal use. At no point should the mods converted by you be redistributed to the public without the original mod author's permission. With that disclaimer out of the way, let's get started. Alrighty then, so here we are at the desktop and we got a lot of stuff to show you here. I've got some tools over here. I've got Bethesda launchers. I got a whole bunch of stuff, but let's get started. And the first thing we're going to talk about is Bethesda.net. Now, you can see I already have an account, Dirty Weasel Media, on Bethesda.net. If you do not have an account, you're going to need to set one up. I'm not going to go through all the details, but if you want to go through and set it up, you can go watch Michael from GamerPo's video on setting up the Fallout 4 creation kit, and he'll walk you through all this stuff. But I'm just going to tell you right now, you need to set up an account. Once that is done, go ahead and click Launcher, and you'll see this Download Launcher Bethesda, and just download that, and it'll put something on your desktop. That's the last thing we need for that. But make sure you're signed up and signed in for Bethesda.net. I'm going to close that down. When you get that, and you can see I have it already installed right here, here's a couple things I want to talk about. I've already set it up. I don't want to go through it again because it's a royal pain in the ass because Bethesda.net launcher sucks. Just does. So when you run everything for Bethesda.net, just go ahead and do it always as administrator. Right click on it, run as administrator. And yes. And we will get a installation page. You can see, like I said, it's already installed. You can go ahead and click the installer. You'll get the EULA, sign up for the EULA. Do yourself a favor. You will get a desktop icon just like this to launch it. When you get through with it and it says open launcher, don't do that because it has a tendency to lock up and fail. Just go ahead and, once you're all done, just go ahead and click finish or cancel and close it down. Setup is not complete. Yeah, I know, because we're not setting it back up. Just, yes. So, like I said, just move on. Do something with that. The Bethesda.net launcher and executables are just crap. Bethesda.net launcher, when you open that up, you will get this nice, handy little window, and hopefully it will run correctly for you, and you can also go ahead and run that as administrator. But the first thing you're going to be seeing is, sign up with Bethesda.net. You can go ahead and create an account from this side, or you can go ahead and sign in. If you have not already created an account on the website for Bethesda.net, you can create one from here, but it's always easier to do it from Bethesda.net website. I'm going to put in my password, and I'm going to block it out so you can't see it, and sign in. And you'll get this. You probably see a bunch of crap that you don't really care about. And what you're looking for is over here. See this little creation kit icon? Go ahead and select that. And you present with some options. I have uninstalled it for this video. I'm going to reinstall it right now just so you show some stuff. But a lot of the things I've already gone through and manually done myself, so it won't be complete. But you'll see installation. Install the creation kit for Skyrim Special Edition. Install. Here's another EULA. Go ahead and I've read it and accepted it. And you see location to install Steam Apps Common, Skyrim Special Edition. There is no way to change the location. It is already auto-selected it. If you find something else here, that's probably okay. I would go ahead and not create the desktop shortcut or the shortcut menu. I would just go ahead and install. Okay, and it is done installing. You can see the first thing we're going to do is hit play. And because there's something important I have to show you. This is the important thing. And script source.zip, scripts.zip is new or has been updated, unpacked. I have already physically unpacked it. I have already made sure that it is good and ready to go. I would say yes. If it wants you to do this and you plan to do any scripting, I would say yes to do this. But I want you to see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and click yes. Now, you'll get a progress window like this. Mine's not going to do anything because I've already extracted the scripts.zip file into data, and it's just going to stop. But I wanted to show you that to you, is to let you know that's what it's going to do. It may take up to 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the speed of your PC. But I want you to see it. Now, once it's all done, close the window. It'll tell you to close or whatever. But I'm going to close it. and it will open up the Creation Kit. Hooray! Now you can move things around, do whatever you want. You can just, optimize your window for your own use. For the most part, I just kind of just generally leave it as it is. But we're going to go ahead and close it. All right, and we're back to the Bethesda.net launcher. Now, there's nothing else you need here, so we're just going to close it down. Now, it will always run in the background. My suggestion is to turn it off. Just quit this in your little task bar menu right here. You see this little icon, this little square icon right here? Just quit it. Just turn it off because it's just taking up, RAM space. You don't need to worry about that too much. Now, you have the Bethesda launcher. You can go put this wherever you want, but the setup.exec is all done. You can delete that. Let's open this up and take a look at our Skyrim Special Edition folder. We have in Steam Apps Common Skyrim Special Edition, we have the CreationKit.exec, we have the CreationKit.ini, and the Kit Prefs Dot Ini. And you think that this is, okay, we've got everything we need. No, not quite. There's some things we need to do to fix this to make the Creation Kit work better and to make it work more smoothly. And that is going to include a new custom.ini. So right-click on any open field, and you're going to start a new text file. Let's go ahead and text document right there. And this new text document, we're just going to go ahead and highlight the whole thing, and we're going to call it CreationKit Custom. Make sure my spelling's all correct there. .ini. And go ahead and click yes. Yes, and it's going to tell you you change the file extension and we may be unusable. Yes, we know. So now we have 4 files, CreationKit.exec, CreationKit.ini, and CreationKitCustom.ini, and CreationKitPrefs.ini. So you may be asking, what goes in this? Well, it's a blank file for right now. Let's go ahead and show you what we got. Over here, I have my little text document that has all my notes in it, and we're going to slide this over, and hopefully we can get this to work right. Yep, and we got it. So we'll put it side by side so you can see it. This is just a CreationKit Custom.txt, and this is CreationKit Custom.ini. I've basically wrote this out, and all of these things will be in the description of the video, so you can easily copy and paste it in. But we're going to put 4 things in here under 3 different subtitles. We're going to copy those in. You can do it from the description, and I'll describe what they are as we go, and we'll paste them right in. Okay, under General right there, you have bAllowMultipleMasterLoads equals 1. CreationKit has a very strange thing. It will only allow you to load up 2 master files at any given time, ESMs or ESPs. By putting this line into the CreationKit Custom.ini, it tells the CreationKit to go ahead and load multiple masters. When you start doing files that have patches or different things or relies on other multiple mods or multiple ESM files, it will crash and tell you, no, we can't do that because we don't like you. But with this line in, it now does that. So you can go ahead and have that in there. Under the grass subheading, we have bAllowCreateGrass equals 1. This means that when you load up a cell inside the Creation Kit, you will actually see the grass in the area that you load up. Okay, that sounds great, right? Well, it's not so great if you start spreading things out and you start moving around a cell. You want to disable the grass from loading into the cell, which will slow things down and potentially crash the Creation Kit. So the next line is bAllowLoadGrass equals 0. So it will not load additional grass as you move around the cell inside the Creation Kit. So you want to have that set at 0. And finally, we have audio. And in this subheading, we have bEnableAudio equals. For some unknown reason, I've talked to multiple mod authors and very smart guys in the modding community. When you add this line in, most of the crashes go away. Don't know why. Okay, now with that in mind, we can go ahead and save that file and close it down. I'm just going to minimize my other little notes. Now you may be asking, why did we go through and create a CreationKit Custom.ini when we could have just gone in and add these lines into the CreationKit.ini file that was provided with the Creation Kit? Well, basically it's down to if they update the Creation Kit for any given time, and I think they will, all those changes will go away. So if you have an auto update or you update the Creation Kit for whatever reason, those changes will go away once it's updated. And you want to keep those in there, and even updating the Creation Kit, whatever this CreationKit Custom.ini will stay. It'll stick around. Let's go back to our notes, and I'll show you the next thing we need to do. And the notes I have here are at the end of S resource archive list equals, and at the end of S resource archive list list 2 equals, you want to add in comma space update.bsa. Let me show you where that's at. Now you may be wondering, why don't I just do that in the CreationKitCustom.ini? That's because it doesn't work that way. You're not adding things in, you're now editing a line. When you open that up, you're going to need to scroll down to archives. There they are right there. And you can see, we'll just open this up a lot more so we can see the whole thing. Lots of information in this particular line. You can see at the end of both, you don't see anything about the update, and these are all the resources. Now, I've got conflicting info on this. Some people say you don't need to add in the update.bsa, and some people are saying you do, and some people are saying, yeah, go ahead and add it. It's not going to hurt anything. So I'll leave this up to you, and we can go ahead and show you what that looks like. And it basically just is comma space update.bsa. That's the line number 1 for archive list. And the archive list 2, all the way at the end here, you have comma space update.bsa. All right, so that's how it looks. And if we go back to our notes, you can see update space or comma space update.bsa. So that's all done. And we want to save that file. Now you can do this with Notepad, or you can do it with Notepad++. I think just for these videos, I generally just do Notepad, but when I'm working on it myself, I use Notepad++. And we're going to save that file. And we are now done with the CreationKit.ini. In the CreationKit we have some things I want to show you on that as well. And you can see this one's not formatted nearly as well as the other file, but you can go ahead and look through it. The line on this that we are going to talk about adding is the possible add to CreationKitPrefs.ini, which is what we have open. CreationKitPrefs.ini. See that a little better. And it's a new entry called messages bBlockMessageBoxes equals 1. And you can see on this, there is nothing about messages. Let's move this around a little more. So this will be a new entry into the Skyrim CreationKitPrefs.ini. Now you may be asking yourself, why didn't we create a custom.ini for the CreationKitPrefs.ini? It just doesn't work that way. Just doesn't. We'll be adding this one in, and it's messages bBlockMessageBoxes equals 1. You can scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's some other information here, like Bethesda.net, username, Dirty Weasel Media, use the same one that you logged onto or you created an account for, Bethesda.net. There's some other things in here requiring scripting and whatnot, but I think for the most part, it's just generally a good idea to, not worry about too much. So like I said, in this one, we are going to add messages in, and we're going to copy, because there is no message is subcategory in this ini file. We're going to go to the very bottom and paste it in. So now we have messages bBlockMessageBoxes equals 1. What does that do? Well, basically all those times that you're loading up a file into the Creation Kit and you get a lot of warning messages, the Ingval Barrow door is the most common one. This will block all those messages. I'm going to leave this up to you guys. If, sometimes it'll give you information and tell you, all right, this is important information we want you to know. A lot of times it's a bunch of crap and you don't need to know it. There's also a second reason for blocking them is that at the end of the operation, you will still get a message in the upper right, a box that tells you all the error messages that came up while doing that function. So you can still review those, but it will get rid of all those stupid message boxes. I'm going to go ahead and because I'm more experienced with the Creation Kit and I can go through and read all the errors and know what they mean, I'm going to put mine in as bBlockMessageBoxes equals 1. But you can always, if you decide for whatever reason, you can always change that to 0 and it will go ahead and bring those message boxes back. Now that we have that all fixed, we can go ahead and click save. Now we're done. So let's go ahead and close this down and we are going to open up our Skyrim Prefs, our Skyrim Special Edition folder again, and we are going to go ahead and highlight CreationKit.exec, and we are going to send it to our desktop. Remember, it said if you wanted a desktop icon, to do it through the launcher, I'm going to say no. I'm going to want to do this manually just because I trust it better, quite frankly. Send it to the desktop, and there it is. Now, the unfortunate part is that the CreationKit.exec shortcut is exactly the same icon as my Skyrim shortcut creation kit thing, and you can see it's right there. You can see it's exactly the same. This is for Legacy Skyrim, and you can see that one is exactly the same for the Special Edition. I may go ahead and recolor that icon later using Paint.net or GIMP or something else, but for right now, I'm just going to rename it CK space SSE, so I know what it is. So now I have the Mod Organizer 2 SSE, and I have CK SSE. So let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, now we have the Creation Kit, and it is basically, all it's doing right now is reading your files that you have inside of your Skyrim Special Edition main directory. And it's not being run through any mod manager like Mod Organizer 2, but we can get to that when we start doing specific files. I just want to show you something very quickly. Over here on the little folder thing, you can load master plugin files. And you can see here is all of your master files, and you can see they are ordered correctly. Skyrim, Update, Dawnguard, Hearthfires, and Dragonborn. If for whatever reason you don't have this in this order, that means that you have not lootified or run loot on your basic Skyrim directory. So I would say a lot of times in your mod manager, if you're using Mod Organizer 2, it won't reorder them. If you're using Nexus Mod Manager and you use loot, it will reorder them correctly. But if you are, for whatever reason, see something like this, there are a couple different ways, but the easiest one is to go through and just run loot manually from its directory to go ahead and lootify it. And what I mean by that is to go wherever you have loot, and mine is under common because I have it do a bunch of different things for me, is just run loot.exec, and it will reorder your master files that are contained for Skyrim Special Edition. And you can see mine are in the correct order, but if they are not for whatever reason, just go ahead and sort load order and then apply. That's all it is. It'll just move things around. That is the Creation Kit in a nutshell. And when we next start doing the next videos, it will start talking about, things you need to know as far as running different mods through things. But let's talk about tools. And I have 3 things I want to talk about. I'm going to actually put this into a file over here, get this out of the way. And I'm going to show them to you on the Nexus first. And the first one we have is SSE, Nif Optimizer. When you are doing the meshes for Special Edition, if you're converting a mod over from the Skyrim Legacy version, you will need to optimize the meshes. And this is the tool to do this. We will get into how this runs at a later time, but I wanted to show it to you. It is mod number 4089. It is done by Anyways. So go ahead and click on Files, manually download that to your desktop. And of course, I have Nif Optimizer right there. The next file we're going to talk about is Bethesda Archive Extractor for BSA and BA2s. And you can go ahead and read this stuff, but basically it is going to be able to crack open a BSA and extract all of its parts into different pieces. So you can go ahead and mess around with the files or upload them or just change them as needed. It is a invaluable tool for doing this. So on this one, you can go BAE version 0.1, download that manually to your desktop. And you can see I have BAE version 0.1 right there. And finally, the last thing we want right now is the guide to animation.hkx conversion for Skyrim Special Edition. This is mod number 2970 and is, uploaded by Dinalo 1987. This is a tutorial for go ahead and converting animation.hkx's to conversion for Skyrim Special Edition because the old animation files do not work, so you need to convert them over. It is absolutely necessary for converting animation files. You can read all of this in these instructions. I think that there's probably the wrong way of doing it. I'll show you my own way when we start doing animation mods. But on this one, of course, we have convert to Skyrim SE. This is a batch processor for the Havoc behavior post-process.exec. And download that manually as well. I will show you where that goes. And we have all of them right now. See, I have a modding tools folder over here and it has a whole bunch of crap in it. A lot of things that you probably don't need for this, I use on a regular basis for all sorts of different things. I suggest you have a folder on your desktop for very similar things. And what I'm going to show you right now is go ahead and right click, create a new folder. I'm just going to call it, instead of modding tools, I'm going to call it mod tools, just to show you, what you want to be doing with this. Open up that new folder. I want you to drag and drop the SSE Nif Optimizer into there. And we want to drag and drop the BAE, the Bethesda Archive Extractor in there. You can go ahead and drag and drop the convert to Skyrim SE zip file in here, but you will not be running it from here. I'll show you that later. The SSE Nif Optimizer, go ahead and you want to extract to SSE Nif Optimizer using WinRAR or 7-zip, whatever one you have, and you're going to need one of those two things. Just trust me, you're going to need them. And there you go. Now you have a folder with inside of it, you have the Nif Optimizer.exec, and that's all you have for right now. Don't worry about that too much. We'll talk about that when we do individual mods. And the BAE extractor, do the same thing, right click and extract to BAE, and you now have a folder for BAE, the Bethesda Archive Extractor, with all of its components in there, including the .exec, which is what we want. Now on the convert to Skyrim SE, inside that you will find a bat file, and we are going to need to place that someplace. Let's open this up. And there we go. Now we have our WinRAR file opened up. And inside of the Skyrim Special Edition, you can see we're back under Steam Apps Commons, Skyrim Special Edition. We're back where we have the Creation Kit. One of the things that they've included with the Creation Kit is a tools folder that is brand new. And inside this, you're going to find all sorts of crazy things. One of the things that we will talk about with this is, since we are talking about the animation files, is Havoc Behavior Post-Process. Open that up, and you'll have a Havoc Behavior Post-Process.exec. You have a readme.txt, and you have an upgraded Havoc Behavior.bat. I'm going to go ahead. I've opened the wrong thing, haven't I? That's the Nif Optimizer. Okay, fine. See this convert to Skyrim SE.bat? I'm going to go ahead and drag it and drop it in. This will become very important when we start processing lots of .havoc files, the HVK files, and just make sure it is inside of your Steam Apps Common Special Edition, Tools, Havoc Behavior Process. Once again, I'll show that to you. Tools, Havoc Behavior Post-Process, and now we've had the added convert to Skyrim SE.bat file. Okay, so our tools are all set up. And put that on your desktop because you'll be using that a lot. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and delete that from where I have it right now, because I have all that stuff set up elsewhere. So that is what's going to happen. Now, let's talk briefly about Nexus Mod Manager and Mod Organizer 2. Nexus Mod Manager is pretty straightforward. Just remember how it works. There is no way of adding the Special Edition Creation Kit to this folder for executables, and that's perfectly fine, because when you install a mod into Nexus Mod Manager, it installs it directly into the data files. You can then use the Creation Kit on those data files to modify them as needed, but it will put them back into your data files without a kind of a buffer between them. In other words, you won't be able to see what exactly it's doing until you open them back up in your main mods folder, okay? The install information folder, but the mods folder, it'll be inside that. When we start doing specific mods, you'll see what I mean. Mod Organizer 2. When you have the Creation Kit, I already have it in my toolbar, you're going to need to set up an executable for that. And you can see under executables, I have the Creation Kit. And if you were to create a new one, you would, of course, do it just like you would for Loot or SSE Edit, Rybash, any of the other ones. And if you're familiar with using Mod Organizer 2, I would say go ahead and do that. If you do not know how to do this, you shouldn't be attempting to convert mods into Mod Organizer 2 until you understand all of its functions. And of course, I have the drop down for the Creation Kit and the toolbar for the Creation Kit. Now, if you're going to go ahead and use the Creation Kit with Mod Organizer 2, what I suggest that you do is minimize the number of mods that you have. And the same goes for Nix's Mod Manager too. So if you're converting a mod, set it to your vanilla profile so there's not a bunch of stuff going on in here. And one of the things that you need to remember is that when you use the creation kit to convert a mod, it's going to put it in your overwrite. And all the information that the creation kit generates will be in here, including the new ESP, any face gen meshes, any face gen textures, any of that information will be down here in your overwrite. And when we start doing individual mods, I'll show you how to convert both either way, but the main thing is to understand where things are going and why you do things the way you do them. So I think that's all I wanted to show you for right now, guys. And I hope it all makes sense. Once we start actually doing individual mods and converting them from Legacy Edition to Special Edition, all these little parts and pieces will start to coalesce together and make sense, hopefully. My name's Cal. I'm from Dirty Weasel, and I'm signing off.